Welcome to LiveCon 2019. I am so excited to be here. My name is Leslie Williams, and we have 3 days of incredible content planned for you, all about being confident, being connected, and being consistent. Today, we are going to help you establish yourself as an expert and be confident. So let's start off by wishing BeLive a happy birthday. Happy 3rd birthday. This is super, super exciting. I have a quick question for everyone here that is watching. Welcome, Cheryl. Cheryl says, happy birthday. Happy birthday, BeLive. I have a question for you guys. How long have you been a BeLiver? Share with us in the comments how many years you have been streaming live with BeLive. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Maybe this is your first chance of seeing BeLive in action. I want to invite you all to participate in our giveaway. We have a giveaway every single day. We will announce the winner at the end of the afternoon session every day. One winner per day is going to win 3 years free live streaming with BeLive. That is the 3 years of their standard plus that is valued at $900. So if you're excited about that, let me know in the comments. Everybody is here. I'm so excited. So we're going to get started. I'm going to introduce our marketing team to you all. This is Irene. She is the managing marketer at BeLive. I'm bringing her up in. Hi, Irene. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I am so excited to be here. So you asked the question, how long have you been a BeLiver? And I've been a BeLiver for 3 years. So I am super proud of that.
Have you been since the start?
Yes. So actually, here, I'm not sure if a lot of people know this, but I was actually using BeLive even before I joined the BeLive team. So I'm like a native BeLive user who became a BeLive employee.
That is fantastic. That is amazing. Well, congratulations. So I know you're going to take us back to the past 2 birthdays.
Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to join with you guys, first of all, thank you for everyone who's watching. I know some of you guys since the very beginning. I actually watch the BeLivers group community grow. Like right now we have more than 10,000 members, and I think I was there when it was less than 2,000 members. So like to Cheryl, to Steven, like I'm so happy to know you guys. And so going back to my journey, so I was actually in the I was using BeLive for another startup, and I was also part of the BeLivers group. And when I joined the team for the first time, I was actually planning along with our team. At that time, we were just like 2 people, and we had to hire Kevin. Hi, Kevin, if you're watching right now. So Kevin is now a member of our team full time. So at that time, like we're just 2 people, Nini and me, and we had to organize a 15-hour conference, and it was like continuous streaming, nonstop. It was actually like 4 hours because we have at that time for Facebook, we actually have like a 4 hour. If you guys remember, we have like a 4 hour limit for all of the broadcasts. So it was like 4 hour shows, and Jeff was like up for that whole 15 hours. So hi, Jeff. Jeff couldn't join with us because he has prior engagement, but basically that's what we did in the first BeLive birthday, a 15-hour conference. It was also packed with a ton of content, and I can actually share some links with you guys because we uploaded it on YouTube as well. So that's the first birthday. And the second birthday, we were asking the question, like, how can we top off the things that we did on the first birthday? So it was like a 15-hour conference, and we had this idea that we can kind of like do an online version of the like Emmy Awards, Oscar Awards, and that's exactly what we did. It was like a 4 hour program as well. Owen and Fallon, actually our main host, they were like our MC. And it was amazing. At first, we had no idea how it will work out, but it turned out so great. And you have to watch it, guys, if you haven't caught the BeLive Award. So we actually awarded like the best BeLive streamers based on category, like best host, kind of like basically the usual kind of Oscar awards feel, that there's like category and people nominated also before before the actual program. So it was super amazing, and all was done using BeLive. And it was also super fun to organize. And we got to know a lot of the amazing BeLivers. We're creating content, not just English content, but we also had a lot of people joining us from around the world. So
That
that
is
was the
so
second birthday.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay, Irene, that is
Yeah.
so fantastic. So let's take a look at some of the features that BeLive has brought in this year. How about that?
Yes. So actually, that was like the third thing that I wanted to talk to you about today. And I think there's no better way to show that with you than to show it on a video.
Let's do it. So fun, right? All of those incredible, amazing features. That is incredible. We have a guest waiting for us right now. This is Alex. He is our Vice President of Marketing for BeLive, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him into the studio. Welcome, Alex. Can you hear me, Alex? Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Awesome. Go ahead. Alex, welcome. This is our Vice President of Marketing for BeLive.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to join the conference. Really excited. Um, our customers are spread all over the world, and once the services started, yeah, I can. Hey,
Hey.
Irene. Irene, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Alex. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So I was a little bit misconnected. Sorry. Uh, so once the service has started, we saw as it was spreading all over the world. We saw how different countries started to connect. We have like different users spread all over, and now we have so many countries connected, and it's so delightful for the marketing team to see that the service is actually very um, requested from all over, and we're trying to get even more and more to our users. So we actually are trying to explore who our customers are and what type of business they are doing. And it's interesting to see that they are actually reflecting the modern type of society that we have now, like digital society. And all the modern trends are actually reflected on our audience. And our customers are, most of them, as we see, are representing the business coaches. So the self-education itself is very strong trend right now on the market. And a lot of the people are trying to get new skills, new knowledge in the digital area. And we see that almost half of our users are representing the trainer, business coaches, those who are actually delivering that knowledge all over the world to all of the people who are actually trying to learn something new and to get new information and learn something that is like from tomorrow happening today. It's very exciting to be part of it, and we're really glad to see that actually happening here right now. And another exciting thing that we actually learned that a lot of the people are trying to make a business online, so they are connected to the online sales. And we see that people are getting really creative in selling the product, selling the physical stuff, selling the knowledge, everything. So we are trying to help with that. And one of the newest features that we are representing on the market, that was, as you probably know, live shopping. And we're not stopping there. So we're trying to introduce more and more features that will help people to handle massive amount of orders, and they can do that really quick, really fast. And with the help of technology, it's really easy to do that. And we will be delivering that very, really soon. So new features are coming in this area as well. Another aspect that I would like to cover, which is really, really interesting, is like kind of spiritual thing, is that another segment of users that we have, they're represented by churches. And it's a lot of different churches, and it's interesting to see how like traditional services like they exist in so many years already, and even those traditional services are trying to get into the new era, new technology, and they spreading the word using the internet, and they can easily reach out to so many people right now. It used to be the time when the church was only limited by people surrounded in that city or in that area. Right now, it's no limits for them anymore. They can spread all over, and get the people from different countries, from different cultures, and this is really exciting. Another segment I would like to talk about is those who are conscious about their food and diet, sport and fitness. Those two come together, and we see a lot of people in this area as well. And again, like I said, it's really, really indicates how the modern society is actually thinking, and all the trends are reflected in those groups of customers that we have. Plus, we also see a lot of the people from real estate area, specifically like in United States, people transforming their businesses for online industry and actually spreading it all over. So it's quite interesting to see how everything develops, and we're actually trying to get more and more features and to be of help to all of those specific customers, trying to serve them as in best case as we can.
That's amazing. Thank you, Alex. Can I ask a couple quick questions from the marketing team?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So what is it like to plan something like LiveCon? What goes into this?
Awesome. So it's a great question that and I'm so excited to introduce Nini, because she's actually doing a lot of work for LiveCon. Like all the speakers that you see in our lineup, it's because of her. So
Yay!
yeah. Nini.
It's the team that makes it, so
So Nini's our show manager.
When do you guys start planning this? How long does it take to put it together?
Actually, it takes about a few months to plan like the concept, because we run with tons of ideas. We actually have one super amazing idea. It will blow your mind, but we are reserving it for next year. So anyway, yes.
You're not going to give us a sneak peek, Irene? You're going to do that?
I don't think I can give a sneak peek, but anyway, it takes a few months. But then the actual kind of legwork takes about 1 to 2 months. So like the outreach for the speakers, and I think Nini would love to share a little bit about her experience in like kind of the time frame for that.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Hi, happy birthday, BeLive. So, you know what? Planning the BeLive birthday is actually one of the most exciting things that I always look forward to. So it takes a lot of planning, a lot of hard work, but working with a great team, it's just fun. It's just fun, and I always look forward to this And it's very interesting for me because I do the scheduling for LiveCon, the schedule of the speakers, the panelists, and then knowing more about them, researching about what they do, so those kinds of stuff. So I feel like more connected to them, and I like how they are changing the world with live streaming. So planning a live con is really challenging, interesting, and so much fun.
So can anyone produce a conference like this?
Of
Oh yeah,
course.
definitely.
And we
As
actually
long as
have
they have
some news.
BeLive, right? Yes, as long as they
Exactly.
have BeLive, they can.
And we actually have some news to share, like at day 3, related to that. So please stay tuned. And I want to do a shout out as well to the rest of the marketing team who is not on camera. Hi, Kevin. Kevin is like doing all the videos and all the pretty stuff that you see. And Marta, and hello, Marta. Alex, did I miss anyone? And of course, Rashid, our assistant producer for this for
Rashid's
this
here. He's
live
giving a
pod.
shout out to Mimi right now. So do you have any tips if people out there want to do a similar format to LiveCon? What would you tell them?
For me, I would tell them to really plan ahead of time. Um, Set an objective and a theme on what you wanted, because doing a live conference like this is like you're giving people a lot of free stuff, a lot of free knowledge that they can get where they don't have to really pay for anything. So it's really about the planning and about building the connections and the relationships.
And
That's
I would like to add as well, like it's super important to know what your target audience want to hear. So like Alex were mentioning earlier, the types of user segments that we have like people from personal development, sports and fitness, churches. So that's where we actually patterned the like our speakers to make sure that we're providing great content that it can be actionable from the different types of people that are using BeLive. So that's my tip.
That's incredible. That's amazing. So we have lots of comments coming in. Marco says, hello, happy birthday, BeLive. One Wise Life, when we're going to hear from this beautiful lady a little bit later. She's excited about connecting with everybody. Lyra says she has her 3rd BeLive anniversary. So I want to also remind you that we are doing our giveaways. So you want to put the words LiveCon in the comment box. So you make sure that you are eligible to win that $900 worth of free 3 years of live streaming. If you've registered at livecon2019.com, you're already entered. But if you are joining us live, make sure to put the words LiveCon below. So you are entered in the giveaway. Bill has a good question. Bill wants to know, are these 3 days being recorded for later or for us to share?
Yes. So it's actually going to be available for replay on the BeLive B.Live Facebook page, but we're also actually repurposing it on YouTube. So we're going to cut all of the talks so that you can view them individually. So we'll share all of that as well in our blog post so that it would be easy for you to prioritize which like talks you want to watch.
That's awesome. And look, people are already dropping the LiveCon. Stephen, I don't know if you're eligible to win. Stephen's one of the moderators at LiveCon. So look at all these LiveCons. Chuck is here. Marco's here. Bill, this is his first LiveCon. So we're super, super happy to have you here, Bill. So any other tips for you from you guys about marketing? Any trends or anything that you want to talk about? We have about 10 minutes until our first guest arrives.
I think in terms of trends, Alex has a lot to say about that.
Alex, what's the #1 trend you see right now in live streaming video?
Like I mentioned already, so everyone is going for, not everyone, but big portion of people going for personal development. And like I said, self-education is like huge thing right now. And you see that most of the universities are opening their classes for online lectures. So you can actually go and check some of the interesting topics in Harvard, in Stanford, in all of the universities. And same as regular people, if they have some unique knowledge, if they have like some specifics that they can deliver to the rest of the audience, they are glad to share. And with the means of technology, a lot of the people are available now to share their knowledge, and even more people got the opportunity to learn from those. And right now you can pick any topic you wish to learn, and you can actually find that online. And again, with the video, it's closer to natural communication. That is why people are actually getting into this area and trying to soak all the information available here. So this is like huge trend, and we see that Tony Robbins actually organizing the training how to set up the educational classes for yourself to start teaching to all to whole planet. So people getting into that area, and it's actually transforming the traditional education. So this is really huge. That's what we're observing right now, and a lot of the people are trying to set their place there, and to deliver the knowledge that they have, that unique interesting experience that they have. It's really exciting to see that, to observe that.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Sorry, speaking of trends, this is something that I'm super passionate about. Alex mentioned earlier about live shopping, and you saw in the video that we have the live shopping feature. So a lot of people are actually using live video, not just as part of their content marketing strategy, but it's actually where their main income comes from. So like a lot of the direct sales, amazing direct sales people, we actually have a panel for that. So hello, Manessa, she's going to lead the panel. I think on day 2. But anyway, so a lot of people are using live video, like if they have an e-commerce site, or if they have a physical store, you will actually see a lot of people like selling their items live, and it's actually fun. Like I have been a part of as well, like as a buyer, and like it's super fun because they have games, and like you can buy items live. So that's the trend that we see, especially in Asia. Like in Asia, the live sales trend is like uh, really great, because in terms of income as well, like it's now making billions of dollars. And there's this one guy in Thailand, I think. What he does is like he sells seafood uh, on Facebook Live, and he actually made a fortune out of that. So we do have a live shopping list feature on BeLive. So if you haven't tried that yet, it's only available for by request, but it's super easy to do that. Just chat with our amazing support. They're available 24/7. Just let them know that you want the live shopping list activated, and they will activate that for you.
Right, and concerning the live shopping, it's actually not just for the sellers, but for the shoppers. It's very great experience. We were talking to them. Why do they like it? Why not to go to like regular store? To talk to like physical stuff. And what they replied is actually interesting, because they observing that they can kind of shop with their friends without leaving the house. They discussing some of the items on display. They can share their opinion. They can see how it looks. They can do so many things that are not available like in regular life. And this is something new, something exciting, very convenient, and very easy to use. You can order that piece that you like immediately. And right now, with all of those wireless payment systems and everything, so you do that really fast. And once you like the item, you buy it. And success of Amazon and other services actually is showing us that people are getting more and more to online. So physical stores are under the threat right now, and we know a lot of the stores are actually closing. So that's a huge trend, and I agree with Irene. This is like our second largest audience of the customers, and they keep growing. And if you want to compete with somebody else, you go online, you represent your stuff that you have, and if you do that interesting, and if the items that you have on display that are really interesting, then people actually following, and you can get really pretty good money doing that. So that's what we're observing as well. Correct.
And you can shop in your pajamas, which is why I love it so much.
Yes,
Exactly.
and you can
You
also
don't have
live
to get
stream.
dressed. Yes, yes. No, it's a fantastic feature. It's one of my favorite new features. And I was really thrilled when you guys announced that was going to be happening. So, yes, fantastic. So, the marketing team actually sent in a fun picture of them. Do you guys want to take a look?
Okay, so this is actually the I feel like I need to explain this super fun GIF. You can see there, Alex. I'm there. This was taken in Kiev, in Ukraine, and this is most of our BeLive team is located. So Alex is actually from Kiev, and I was there for the first time. It happened in August, and this is not just the marketing team. I think there's only 3 of us in the marketing team there, but you can see Daniel, Eugene. I'm sure some of you guys know Eugene from the BizDev. He's talking to a lot of our amazing users as well. And Safir, our CTO. So like it's super fun. I think this was a day 3 of our hackathon. So we always do fun stuff at BeLive to encourage our creativity and innovation. This is where actually the remote assistant idea came from. So during the hackathon, we were divided into 5 teams with like different. Usually, if you have experience like with hackathons are usually done with developers, and it's not like done within the company. So like it's done externally. But we thought, why not do it internally? It's gonna be fun. Like it's gonna produce really innovative ideas for our users, and at the same time, it will bring the team closer together and also always produce like creative and innovative ideas. So that's the day 3 post that we have. Everybody was like, it was the awards session. So it's like super fun. And also the celebration video that we mentioned on the features video earlier, that was also the product of our hackathon. So it's super fun. And we wanted to share this moment with you. We thought that like during the birthday is the best moment to share this like fun behind the scene stuff from the BeLive team.
Love it. I love it. Well, we're going to wrap up here. Do you guys have any last words, Nini? Anything you want to say before we head out to our very, very first guest?
So for everyone, enjoy LiveCon and watch it for 3 days. You'll get
Yes, we will be here for 3 days. And I'm really, really excited. Our first guest has arrived. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to the marketing team. Goodbye, marketing team.
Thank you, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
Alex.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
joining in. We'll see you guys soon, okay? So our first guest is here, and his name is Brian Fryer. Brian, also known as Coach Fryer. He's a dad, he's a husband, he's a 10-plus year faith-driven network marketer. I am going to bring him into the screen so we can welcome Brian. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you and I can hear you. So Brian's the founder of the Social Impactor Movement, and he is going to be talking to us today about the 4 keys to live video success. I am going to let him have the floor and enjoy our very first guest on today's LiveCon. Take it away, Brian.
Awesome. Thanks, Leslie. Hey, I really appreciate the opportunity. Big shout out to BeLive. Happy birthday. I believe number 3, right? Super excited. I'm actually, super honored and privileged to be here with you guys. Huge fan of BeLive and in this software and this platform that you guys have created for us. So just want to give a big shout out to you guys and just say thank you so much for putting this tool, this platform together for folks like myself and so many other entrepreneurs out there who are leveraging video to build their business. You guys have literally made this thing very simple for folks like myself. And so I just am so thankful. I want to express my gratitude to you guys, the corporate staff, everybody involved. Thank you guys. And again, thanks so much for having me. Today, I want to focus and talk about 4 keys to live video success. Many know me as Coach Fryer, your social media upline. I help teach network marketers, direct sales consultants how to leverage social media the right way to grow their respected business. And why I'm so excited to be here is video, live video specifically, is a huge part of what we do and what we teach. And so I'm honored to jump on here and just share 4 keys to live video success with everyone else out there today. And so let's go ahead and dive in. All right. If you don't have a pen and paper in hand already, I suggest you grab one. Here we go. My first key to live video success starts with your mindset. Okay. When we talk live video, if we don't first comprehend why we're doing video and in our actual mindset to approaching live video, we're going to struggle. So here's a couple of tips for you in my own humble opinion. I believe live video is the simplest, the fastest, and the most efficient way to grow your name, your brand, and your business online today. Even if you've never done one before, even if you don't have a million followers or even 10 followers, right? Video, okay, is the fastest way to do this. We have potential clients come to us all the time, and let's just be real and honest with one another. How many of you want to go fast? You see, everybody wants to go fast. They want to get results quick. They don't want this to take a super long time. And they always say, where should I start? What should I begin doing? And the simple answer, hands down, is start doing live videos. Okay. A couple of other thoughts around your mindset is, I believe it's the quickest way to build trust with your audience without spending a whole bunch of time, especially on something like social media and just trying to create posts, right? If you would insert video as part of your marketing strategy instead of just writing posts all the time, right? So half of your content is post and the other half is video, you're going to build trust with your audience that much faster. Now, I get it. There's a lot of you out there who might be, fearful of video. I'll get to some of that in just a moment. But here's what I want you to understand. No matter what you sell, product, service, a business, whatever it is that you're a part of, the number one key to having success online, leveraging technology, is to build trust with an audience of people. And there's no better, no faster way to build trust with an audience of folks other than doing live video, right? Why? Because if you make a post, for example, on social media, I can't feel your energy, right? Just because you use, 15 exclamation points, if I don't see you, see your face, hear your voice, really feel your energy, I can't get that out of just a regular post. And so this is why I believe video is so powerful. A couple of other thoughts around your mindset. Listen, video doesn't have to be staged. And it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? It doesn't have to be staged. It doesn't have to be perfect. I got a wise learning lesson several years ago from one of my sisters. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. I was born and raised in Southern California, and I'll get to that part maybe at another time. But I was back home visiting, Christmas several years ago. I had just started doing live videos about 6 years ago, and one of my younger sisters, pulled me aside and she says, bro, you're killing it with live videos, man. Like, oh my gosh, like there's hundreds of people showing up to your videos and they're getting thousands of views and you're really making a difference and all this stuff. She goes, but I got some beef with you. And I was like, uh-oh, what did I do wrong? What's going on? And she's like, when you do your videos, you might as well like wear like a suit and tie. Like everything is like, hi there, I'm Brian Fryer. Nice to meet you today. Like it was totally like staged. Like I'm sitting there like reading a script or something. And she's like, bro, she's like, I love that you're doing videos. She's like, but that doesn't seem like you on video, right? She was telling me that it looked staged. She says on video, you're like prim, proper, and perfect. She's like, but off camera, you're cracking jokes. You're always having fun. You're doing all kinds of wacky stuff, right? Making people laugh. She's like, I don't get that from your videos. And this was one of the biggest light bulb moments I've ever had. A little bonus tip for you guys tuning in is videos don't have to be staged or perfect, right? Okay. They need to be real. They need to be raw. And most importantly, they need to be relatable. This is how your audience is truly going to connect deeper with you. All right. So that was my first key to live video success, is your overall mindset and approach to live video. Now, my second key I want to share with you is actually, I've saved this to share just a couple of stats with you that I've grabbed from different resources, right? Okay, and I really want you to pay attention to what it is I'm about to share, because something like this BeLive platform that they've been so gracious to share with all of us, right? These statistics play right into how powerful of a tool BeLive truly can be for you and your business. So my second key is understanding why you should be doing live video. Okay, my first bullet point, okay, is pulled from the resource Opt-in Monster. They say this: videos produce 66% more leads per year than just typed out content. Blog posts, social media stuff, whatever that might be, articles, resources, okay? Videos produce 66% more leads per year than just typed out content. Why is that? Well, I mean, can you not feel my energy, excitement, and relatability just by watching this simple video? Right? Or did I not take up your excitement, your energy level to the next notch? Can you feel like you can kind of relate with some of the things I'm sharing? Right? Okay. Second stat is from HubSpot. They say this: 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. I'm going to say that again. 72% of customers would rather learn about a product or service by way of video. You know, technology is great, right? Social media and online and this whole world that has been created is great, but there's nothing that can replace that strong human connection and interaction. And if you have a business and you're wanting to work online, video, I feel, is going to be a big part of your potential success. It's how you're going to connect with your audience on an even deeper level. I meet folks, I speak at live events all over the place, and we've held some of our own events, and the first thing people say to me when they come up and meet me for the first time is not only hey, can I take a selfie with you real quick, but they say, oh my gosh, I feel like I already know you. I've watched so many of your videos, and they feel like they're already a great friend. And here's what I know about being in business and sales, no matter what product or service or business you offer, right, is if you don't have trust, you don't have a business. Video is the bridge to help you get there faster. One other quick stat I want to share, the third one, is actually from the resource G2 Crowd. They say this: they say social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. I want you to think about that for just a moment. The next time you're out there, posting 5 memes per day, right, on social or something of that nature, or you look at your social media profiles and feeds, and all you see is a bunch of typed out posts and pictures all over the place and no video, and you're wondering why your audience isn't growing, right? Social video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined. So my second key for you to have success with live video is understanding why you need to be doing live videos. Now, are you guys ready for some good stuff? Let's dive into our third key, okay? My third key to live video success is you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, right? What's that famous quote? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You've got to have a plan. So many, especially in our space, network marketers, direct sale consultants, even small business owners, right? Starting their own coaching business or whatever that we've been able to help, right? Okay. They don't have a plan. They just do videos, no rhyme, no reason, no plan. And unfortunately, with no plan, very, very difficult to have results. So I want to give you our $1 million Facebook Live or just live video format that we've used for 6-7 years now, and teach our clients. Write this down if you're taking notes. Here is the format. It's 5 simple components. Okay. Number 1 is you have to have a compelling title. Okay. Someone's scrolling the newsfeed, for example, whether it be on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it might be. If your title doesn't capture your audience's attention to get them to click the video, ain't nobody gonna watch your video, right? So that title has to be short, sweet, curiosity driven, compelling to get your ideal customer, client, whatever it may be, to click on that video. So number one of this format is a compelling title. Number two, you need to introduce yourself every single video you do. You see, what's the goal of video, right? To grow your network, to grow your audience, to provide value and help and serve other people. Well, you have to assume that every single video you do, there's going to be a brand new person watching. So the second key to this format is introduce yourself every single time. You notice at the beginning of this video, I said my name was Brian Fryer, but most know me as Coach Fryer, your social media upline. I help network marketers, direct sales consultants leverage social media the right way to grow their business, right? An introduction, okay? Step number three is you must ask a question. For those who don't know, I was a psychology major, and I understand that asking a question to your ideal audience that's now watching your video is super, super powerful. So let's say that I was doing a video on 3 secrets to get more recruits on social media. Right? Okay, that's my title. My question might be something along the lines of, hey, would you like to learn how to get more recruits on social media? If you said yes, stick around. And today I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips. You see, I just took my title and spun it into a question, but now I've got my targeted audience on my video ready for my information, okay? The fourth step is your content, of course. I suggest anywhere from 2 to 4 bullet points in your content. You don't need to have 47 different ways to make money online. That's just too much. People see that, their attention span nowadays, it's gonna be too long, okay? So 2 to 4 bullet points inside your content portion for your videos. And last but not least, the 5th part of your video, you must have a call to action. If you do not kindly and genuinely instruct your audience what to do next, guess what, my friends? They will do nothing, okay? Here's a little bonus tip for you. For those of you guys doing videos, start with the end in mind. Before you do your video today, and I want to challenge you to do your first video today, before you do your video today, you have to ask yourself, what would I really like my audience to do at the end of this video? Start there. Where do you want to point them? Do you want to point them to your blog post, to your new IGTV video, another video you posted on YouTube? Where do you want to point them? What do you want to encourage them to do? Start with the end in mind. Okay, here we go. We're wrapping this thing up. The 4th key to live video success is this. You have to understand that live video, or just video in general, it's not about you. I literally get the goosebumps sharing this, because this is why so many get hung up and why they don't do live video. They think that it is all about them. Well, I don't know what to say. I'm going to fumble over my words. I didn't get a haircut recently. I look like a hot mess. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have this right lighting. I don't know what, I don't even know what to say. Here's what I want you to understand. It's not about you. So many put so much pressure on themselves or come up with reasons why they can't do live video or video in general. You need to do yourself a huge favor. Take the focus off of yourself and put it on those you are seeking to serve. I'm going to leave you with this last quote. People are going to have an opinion whether you do it or not. So you might as well just do it. I was prompted to maybe share a free resource with you guys here, and I want to gift you guys our live video course. You guys can head over to coachfryer.com/FB for Facebook -live, FB -live. Go grab a free resource, and in there we share 5 simple steps on you creating success with your first live video. It's been an honor to be here with you guys. Thanks so much for having me. Leslie, I believe I'm going to kick it back to you now. Hope and pray you guys got some value from my message today. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Brian. That was incredible. I loved what you said about video building trust. And one thing that I always say about my videos and my live streams is done is always better than perfect, right?
Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you for joining us, Brian. I hope you had a great time. Everybody, if you had some nuggets of information from Brian, drop them in the comments and I will highlight you. We are going to introduce our very next guest. She is absolutely incredible. Her name is Kim Garst. Kim is the CEO and founder of Pivot to Freedom. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Kim up. Kim, welcome, welcome. You are coming up now. Welcome, Kim. So she's going to be talking to us today about how to be confident. And that is the main point of LiveCon. Day one is all about confidence. She's going to talk about why it's important to be confident and how you can get started. So welcome, Kim. I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am super excited to be here. My name is Kim Garst. I am an online business strategist. I specifically on the marketing end. And I've always said that I'm kind of about the business end of social media. You know, don't show up in social media if you don't have a plan. So often we do that, you know, when we're getting started with social media, we get started and we throw stuff at the wall and we hope something sticks. So my goal is to help entrepreneurs, service-based providers in particular, to up-level their businesses using digital and social media. So super excited to be here. I wanted to start with a very quick story about my journey to the whole live streaming or live video space. I started very reluctantly. Way back, like, you know, in Periscope days, so like right after the Meerkat like stuff, and then, you know, early in the Periscope days. And I was one of those people who said they would never, ever do that. Like, no, like I was a perfectionist. And if you feel like you are a perfectionist and that might be one of the reasons that you are not stepping into the live streaming space, then listen up for a second. My team hated me on video day because I would literally, record something 50 times, and that's probably not an exaggeration. And then I would edit it to death. Like, you know, it had to be perfect. So the whole concept of going live and like, you know, not having a plan and not being just really like, no, that was not going to happen. But I'll quickly get to why I got over myself, because that's really what we have to do to really embrace the concept of live streaming. And Brian talked about that a little bit prior to me coming on. But I really feel like for me, it was all about the people. So my first experience was literally just testing it out. My second experience was live streaming at an event, but I wasn't front and center. Somebody else was. And so, but I saw these people, like 300-400 people were coming on and they were engaging with me in real time. And this light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, like how often do we try to do a webinar and get like, 30 people live, right? Or how often can you go, post on social media and get, 300 or 400 people engaging with you? Like, does that happen? Not very often, and certainly not in real time. So it was like this blinding insight for me. It was like, oh my gosh, light bulb moment. It's a way to connect and engage with people in real time. And so I had to get over myself. Now, from a confidence standpoint, one of the things that I think when we are starting out and we're even thinking about dipping our toe into the whole live streaming space, we internalize everything. We're like, okay, Brian talked about some of the things before. My voice is squeaky. My hair it doesn't look good. My nose is shiny. The list goes on. And honestly, guess what, guys? Those are just big, fat excuses. Let's just be real with it. If we are here to actively serve our communities and our tribes and, our community, whatever you want to call it, then we have to get over ourselves. We have to realize that nobody cares if we have a squeaky voice. Nobody cares if our hair is perfect or our makeup is on or any of that stuff. I literally had a light fall on my head one time and it was totally okay. People loved it. So the first message I have to you is to really embrace the fact that you are here and you are designed to make a difference. You are here to make an impact, and your message or your knowledge is going to make that happen for you and for others. And if you don't, like I say, get over yourself and realize it's not about you at all, it's all about them, then you're just hiding your light. And that light is meant to be shared. You know, it's not meant to be under a bushel barrel somewhere. It is meant to be put out into the world so that it can make a difference. So that's the first thing that I really feel like we have to embrace, is that we have something in us that is here to make an impact, and we should be willing to share it. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be hard to get beyond that and put yourself out there. So that's the first thing. Get over yourself. And then the second thing that I think from a confidence standpoint, it comes from the doing, the action. Once you put yourself out there and you start doing it consistently. So consistency is my second strategy for you, because I think that the doing the actions and taking those actions consistently builds your confidence. When you are first putting yourself out there, and I'll again share my story, my brain operates faster than my mouth. And I would very typically say things or trip over my words, or, you know, I was operating on fast speed essentially, and I would struggle with that. And I was embarrassed by it. Like, you know, I would trip over my words and long story short, through the consistency of live streaming, my ability to articulate has improved. Now, is it perfect? No, definitely not, as you probably just witnessed, because it still happens to me. I get so excited and I want to share. And like I say, my brain operates faster than my mouth. So typically I will absolutely stumble over my words occasionally. Or I will like stop and say, okay, give me a second and let my mouth catch up to my brain. So I really feel like the consistency of putting yourself out there over and over again will build your confidence in some really unique ways. My ability to articulate has improved for sure, and whether or not it's evidenced by today, but honestly, it does. It really does. And it also helps if you are a speaker. So like if you are a speaker and or you intend to be a speaker, you have aspirations of being a speaker, then the ability to articulate well should be there, right? So live streaming will absolutely help in that process. It'll help you put yourself out there. It will help you start to articulate more clearly. And when you do that, you'll find that your live streaming abilities or your live speaking abilities will improve. So consistency is really, really important. And then my third strategy for you is not just the consistency piece, but really being focused on a strategy around what you're going to share in the live space. Now, that could be, it could be a show that's themed, for example. I mean, you see a lot of shows, like obviously we're doing LiveCon today. The show is live, but there's a theme around this. Other people have live shows, and again, there are themes around those shows. It helps from a confidence standpoint when you know what you're going live around. You know, for example, if you're going live and your intent is to showcase your expertise, right? Then being thoughtful in your plan around that will really help your confidence level, because you're going to know what you're going to share in advance, instead of saying, you know, getting up that day and you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go live today. What am I going to talk about? And so you have that moment of, okay, what am I going to talk about? I don't know. Am I just going to do just on the fly? And don't get me wrong, on the fly can absolutely be fine, and you can absolutely go live with on the fly content. In fact, I would encourage you to do that. But from a confidence standpoint, circling back to, those who are just getting started, being proactive in having a plan around what you're going live with will so help you tremendously when you know, and you don't have to second guess it. And you're okay. This is my task. This is my topic. I know what I'm going to talk about today. And that is really, really important from the standpoint of being prepared. And when you're prepared, it gives you that, okay, I got this. I know what I'm going to talk about today. Now, in that process of having a plan and knowing what you're going to go live with, and I would also say it's not just that day. I would be very proactive in how you are going to show up consistently around a theme, whether it's a live show, but scheduling it out, knowing in advance, do a month's worth of content, for example, if you can. That way you can start to build some strategy around what you're going live on, right? Tie it into things that are going on in your business. That makes sense. And as you start to do this, you'll get more and more confident around how you show up in live video. But going back to that plan, not only would I suggest that you build a plan and have a topic or a series of topics pre-planned in advance, but I would also recommend that you would do some bullet points, some talking points. So the reason I'm a big fan of talking points is that I had to learn this the hard way, by the way. I would go live and I would have a topic and I might even know, what I was going to talk about, but I didn't have talking points when I first started. So I would be like, rabbit? Like somebody would ask me a question and it would totally sideline the entire topic. And I would go totally off theme, if you will, or off topic. And then I would be, like I say, down a rabbit hole very quickly. So one of the things that I highly recommend is making yourself some notes. Just put it on a sticky, I don't want to show you my notes, but put it on a sticky pad. You can even, if BeLive is great because it allows you to build out agenda items. So that's great because you can see them and you can bring them up on the screen. But let's say, for example, heaven forbid, you're not using BeLive, you're just going live. You can just write down your topics, your talking points, stick it to your screen so that you can see it in front of you. That way you're not like this, again, that's a confidence thing. And it looks like you're confident when you're showing up on camera because you're not doing this. You're not reading notes, in other words. So having your talking points on hand or in front of you will really, really help you stay on task. It'll keep you showing up in a way that showcases that level of confidence in some really important ways. So I highly recommend that you keep those talking points right front and center. So that's 3 core strategies for you. Again, make sure you just get over yourself already. It's not about you. It's all about what you know and how you show up can make an impact in the world and for those that you serve and for the tribe that you attract to you and your message. And then the second thing is, being confident showcases or showing up and being confident from a confidence standpoint will help you in so many ways from an articulation standpoint. And then, being prepared with a plan, super, super important. And I just wanted to close out real quick with that message of, guys, stop hiding your genius. Get out there, share your knowledge, and show up for those that you serve. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your day.
Kim, that was incredible. Thank you so much. I have a confession to make. I'm a sticky card too. Yeah. I'm a note card too. I love it. I've been jotting notes on my Post-its, and I love what you said about planning helping your confidence. If you go in with a plan, all you got to do, if something goes terribly, terribly wrong, you just look down at your plan and you keep on going. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and stick around and watch the rest of the broadcast, okay?
Will, take care.
Thank you, Kim. All right, so I wanted to remind everybody really quick before we bring our next guest out to comment LiveCon to be entered. Next guest, and her name is Maria Flynn, and she is from One Wise Life. Maria, I'm going to bring you up into the broadcast studio. Now, Maria is the founder of One Wise Life, the e-zine and online community for high achievers who really want to answer a question of that inner ache. They're asking for more in their life. So Maria is going to talk to us about that. Welcome, Maria.
Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for hosting today. You have a big job today.
I know I have a very big job, but it's been really fantastic so far. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing the energy. I'm so excited to share with you today. And how amazing was Kim just now sharing with everyone. Now you're going to hear some things from me. They're going to be a little bit contradictory to Kim, and it's all good. The most important thing I can share with everyone today is to pay attention to your body signals, because those are the signs and signals that are meant for you to listen and follow those leads. So if Kim shares some things that you felt were really awesome for you and that's something you need to implement, don't hesitate. If I'm going to share some other things that are a little bit different, that's what makes the world go around, right? Things that are different. So pay attention to how you feel. Confidence on camera, you can totally build this up, and there's nothing more amazing than what BeLive has been able to do for my personal business. My Facebook page, if you're not familiar, is One Wise Life. I think we're close to 300,000 followers, if I'm not mistaken. And I have to credit the idea of lives. That's what helped me build an audience. And I might be a little bit different because I didn't show up online to sell. I showed up online to share my light in the same way that Kim just said that you have a genius to share. And I started sharing every day because I was seeing a trend in social media that I was not happy with. And so when I started to show up as my authentic self, I started to build an audience. Like I said, we're close to 300,000 now. And it's because of that audience that they asked me to write and to prepare. And so I've done an ebook. It has been downloaded over 10,000 times. I've done programs, and those programs are designed based on the audience that I built. So here's a huge thing that I want to start off with before I give you my very quick 5 points on how to build your own confidence. And that is, I am an intuitive life coach. I speak about the law of attraction, and I speak about energy. I think you can already tell by how I'm showing up in my very practical, no-nonsense approach that I don't speak of it in the same way that a lot of other teachers do. It is because of my presence online and showing up live that people get my sort of smart alecky way. They sort of get my humor. They get my practical approach. They get that I'm a soccer mom. They get that I'm an entrepreneur. They get this side of me that is who I really am. And it helps me stand out in the sea of law of attraction coaches and energy healers out there. So Live was instrumental in doing that. Thank you, BeLive. I'm going to thank you again more personally at the end of this. All right. So first and foremost, in the same way that Kim said, plan and prepare, plan and prepare, plan and prepare at least 5 great value tips. Remember, people remember how you make them feel. So give, and don't be afraid to give what's inside your programs. Don't just show up to share. Show up to share what it is that you're delivering. I've learned that the more I share what's inside my very programs, the more people are apt to invest in what I have to offer. Simply because, just like you, don't you want to know what you're going to buy? Don't you invest? When you go grocery shopping, do you just pick any orange, or do you look to make sure it's not bruised and that it's not molded? You want to know exactly what you're getting. So the more you can deliver great value and don't be afraid to share what's inside your program, the better it is. I have actually seen an increase in folks wanting to join my programs because I do that. You don't want surprises. Nobody wants surprises when they invest. They want to know they're getting the best. All right. The next thing is, I got my own notes as well. I actually do it on a laptop. I don't use Post-it notes. Let's talk about authenticity for a minute. It's a big word in the live world. So, couple things. I read not too long ago that people are more likely to watch something live like this than they are to watch something videoed. And in fact, more people will watch your live, say if you're at a concert, they're more willing to watch your live at a concert from your perspective versus watching a highly polished, produced thing on TV. What live does is that it allows your audience to be a part of what you're doing. It allows them to be a part of the experience. Now, here's where this authenticity thing comes into play. And I really want to talk about this and speak of it from a place that sometimes I think we might forget. And I learned this from another influencer online. I want you to look at this as weak versus strong, or low energy versus high energy. So when you're sharing yourself and you're sharing your authentic self, are you still sharing from a place of pain? And are you connecting from that pain and from the drama and the trauma of your past? And therefore, how are you choosing to connect from that space, or are you connecting from an authentic place of how you've overcome and where you are now? Consider that. Consider that high energy and low energy. So when you're sharing yourself authentically, certainly your story is an important one, but pay attention to how you're showing up. The way the influencer shared it the other day was, is it scar or a scab? Are you a scab? You pick at it and it still oozes. A scar is simply a scar. It has healed. And so you're coming from a place of strength and overcoming, and people feel that. That strength is what lends to your confidence. It's what lends to what your ability is to help others get to that place as well. Don't be shy about your enthusiasm over your triumph, over your win. It is your enthusiasm that people connect with. If you're not excited about what it is that you're offering, you can't expect anybody else to be excited either. My third point, and this is the one that's a little different than Kim's. Impressions count. Impressions count. If you want to be a leader, authenticity is cool. If you want to be an influencer, authenticity is cool, but impressions count. Sometimes the very first connection you have with people is right here on this live. Some of you on this live today have probably never seen me before. It's the first time you've met me in this world. And I'm not saying that you need to be polished and made up and go get your stylist, but I am saying this is just like an interview. Sort of just like an interview. Would you show up sloppy and unkept? You wouldn't. Your voice matters. Your tone matters. Your mannerisms matter. All of that matters. Show up. Impressions count. Fourth point, color counts and your surroundings count. We're human. We love what we see. Some people say it doesn't matter, and I would argue that if you were given the presidential suite at the fanciest hotel, you wouldn't say no. You wouldn't say, I'm okay in this tiny little suite down here. No, you would enjoy a free stay at the presidential suite. You would enjoy your surroundings. When you go get a massage, you enjoy your surroundings. It allows you to sink into the space and prepare for what's ahead. When you go to the doctor's office, it matters to you that the patient room is clean and not cluttered, right? All of those things matter. Now, all I can share with you is to make sure that you just don't blend into your background, that you pop out, that you keep your surroundings as minimally junky, like you don't have it cluttered. And make sure that you configure your space. Just like you configure furniture in a room, configure yourself in front of the camera as well. Don't talk down to them at the camera. Look at the person that you're speaking to and that you're connecting with. Energy transcends. Even though you're not with me personally, I get that you feel my vibe right now, and I'm feeling yours as well. And we can do that through a camera. And if I had a bunch of junk behind me, that just takes away the attention and the energy from what it is that I'm here to deliver. And again, just like Kim said, you're here to share your greatness, your genius. You have something special. You were born at this specific time in history to answer something for this specific generation. Unlike any other time in history, can we connect with so many people at once? Use this time so wisely. And then last but not least, practice over perfection. It's better to have 115 wins and 99 losses than it is to have 3 wins and 0 losses. To improve your confidence means that there needs to be an internal energetic shift for you. And in my world, that energy world, it's absolutely okay to look at your outer world and surroundings, because if everything is energy and energy is everything, then your surroundings influence you. And you want it the best that it can be to encourage that inner confidence in what it is that you're here to share. So I want to end by saying that I use BeLive inside my Facebook groups, both free and paid. Every single one of my programs have a supplemental Facebook group. BeLive in my Facebook groups has really shown up to be the most supplemental thing I can do for people that pay for my programs and for people who join my free Facebook groups. It allows me to connect with them. It allows me to build a rapport with them. It allows me to deliver and expand upon the programs that I have to offer that are all digital programs. You can be more connected with your audience and really serve from a very connected place. Our social media world is not something to do anymore. Social media is an extension of who we are. And if you're a heart-centered business, using this medium to connect with them through using the camera, using the live, my gosh, you can really make some tremendous tremendous changes, tremendous impact in people's worlds. And not only does it feel good to help others, it helps you with that confidence to know that you can share and make a difference. Thank you, BeLive. Happy birthday, BeLive. I'm really excited. Today, I'm actually starting my own 5-day energy makeover, and I'm excited about it because I'm going to be speaking from that smart alecky, smarter, practical, no-nonsense approach that I do.
I love that, Maria. Thank you so much. So I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Before we wrap up. I love how you talked a little bit about that scab that was oozing versus the scar that had been healed over.
Yeah.
Something that I talk about a lot in my videos that I do is this concept of showing vulnerability and how to show it in a way that lifts people up instead of like those posts you see over and over on Facebook where people are like, you're like, oh my God, like, this, this poor soul. Can you talk a little bit about that difference, about the distinction again? Because I think it's super helpful.
Okay, so here's the thing. And I have in recent weeks, I've been actually very vocal, much more vocal about this. And I'm utilizing anger. People are so quick to dismiss anger. Anger is a fuel when you know how to use it. And one of the things that's really maddening for me is the posters and the posts that are talking from a place of pain. And we see this type yes if you agree. For me, when I see that as such an abusive manipulation of people's emotions to connect from that place of pain. In order for you to stand out, it is very important for you to show up as a leader. If you want to be a business owner, if you want to be an influencer, if you want to show up in this way, you have to not only be the CEO of your business, but you have to be the CEO of your life, the CEO of your social media, how you're showing up, everything. You've got to manage it all. And you've got to show up from that authentic place. And that scab and scar difference, for me, that the people that show up with the scar are just happy to be there. It's serving them. And we've all been there. We've all been in a place of pain where we're getting something out of it. And we're connecting from a place of pain, that we're not alone in that pain. That's one level. We are divinely designed to grow and outgrow our present state and circumstance. No exceptions. When you speak from a place that is that scab, that's healed, that's a leveling up. And you're speaking to a place you're speaking from a place and with people who are ready to go from this scar connection of pain into this place of transformation. And that's where you start to make a difference in people's lives.
I love it. I love it. That's so important. That's fantastic. Maria, we're so excited that you were here. Thank you for coming. And we are going to move on to our very next guest. We'll see if she's here and ready. She might not quite be here yet. I don't see her, but we are going to, let's chat. Okay, so LiveCon 2019, it is already here. It is off the hook. If you have not yet commented LiveCon to be entered to win, one winner every single day is going to win 3 years of free standard live streaming with BeLive. That is a value of $900. So make sure you're commenting LiveCon to be entered. If you already went and registered at livecon2019.com, you are already entered. No need to worry, but I'd still love to see you guys pop in LiveCon below. So who has any questions or thoughts or feedback about any of our guests so far? Maria was incredible. I love how she said it's your enthusiasm that people connect with. One thing that I know, Cindy's here. Cindy says, wow. One thing that I know about live video is that people are going to really connect with your energy a lot more than they are with the exact words that you're saying. And one thing that always made me a little bit nervous when I was learning how to use live video for my personal business was this idea that I was going to have to be perfect, that I was going to show up and everything was going to go exactly the way I wanted it to. And we all know that that's not how life works. And so what I found was that it was my enthusiasm that was connecting with people. Here's again, Maria. Thanks again, Maria. Thanks again. My enthusiasm was what connected people to me. People were coming onto my live streams because they wanted to feel good. They wanted to feel energy. They wanted to feel happy, right? So Carol says, yes, so true, so true. Yes, and Irene, yes, true, true, true. So when you are on live, something that I help coach people on is this idea that where in normal life you might be right here, right? In normal life you might be right here, but on your live video life, if you can just take that up a half a step and boost your energy, then you're going to make stronger, faster, bigger connections with people. Because like Kim said, impressions count. And I think Maria said that as well. Impressions count. I'm old school. I woke up super early today to get exactly ready. And I hope Maria, I hope my background is good because I put some beautiful flowers. I really love to have safe stuff around me, stuff that makes me feel good, stuff that makes me happy, and stuff that is going to share with other people a little bit about me. Like you could look at my background and think, oh yes, she likes flowers and she likes pretty, pretty things. So when you are going live, take those things into consideration. And I think, oh yes, our next guest is here. Mary is here. I'm so excited. Yeah, Cindy, enthusiasm is contagious. And I think, I mean, for me, sometimes it's less about what you say than it is about how you say it and how you make other people feel when you're talking to them and when you're connecting to them on live video. I know that Brian talked about this as well. People are going to get an immediate first impression of you when you are live, as opposed to something that you just typed on the screen, no matter how many exclamation points, right? Isn't that what Brian said? No matter how many exclamation points, people aren't really going to be able to tell your intent. But when they see your face, when they hear your voice, and when they feel that you are passionate about what you're doing, that is when those true connections happen. So, oh my gosh, my beautiful face is perfectly framed on the camera. Well, I'm done for the day, people. We're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce our next guest. Oh, and Nichelle says she loves my background. Great, good. I moved my camera all over the house to get exactly where I wanted to be. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next guest. Her name is Mary Barnett, and she happens to be a personal friend of mine. I know her in real life, people. So that is a blessing to me. Mary Barnett, AKA Mobile Mary. She is a mobile and social conversationalist. She helps clients turn conversations into cash. And I know we all need a lot more cash in our lives. So she's going to be talking to us today about how to gain confidence and clarity with her signature BRAVE method. Mary, thank you for being here. Thanks for coming a little bit early. You saved me from having to go on and on and on. So
I know there was like a 15-minute break, and I was like, maybe they built in a bio break for you.
No, it was just me having a riff. It was good though. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm super excited to hear your talk today.
Yes,
so
we're
everyone, this
celebrating a
is Mary
birthday
Barnett.
today.
I
There's
know,
nothing
happy
better than a birthday party.
And it looks like we called each other to match our tops.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, blue.
Brilliant minds think alike.
All right, Mary, I can't wait to hear your talk. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you so much, BeLive, for having me. Hey, do you struggle with confidence to go live on camera? Do you lack the clarity to know what to say and when to say it? And do you think everybody else in the world is brave, but you are freaking out before you hit start, or if you hit start? Well, today, don't worry. I'm going to help you gain the confidence and clarity to be able to go live with live video for your business using the BRAVE method. Hi, I'm Mobile Mary, and I'm with another brilliant idea. And I've been in business for 31 years because I always have another brilliant idea. I am a mobile and social conversationalist, and I offer instant communication. I promote, encourage, and motivate the marketplace to buy your products and services. How? My company uses mobile and social tools, and we do it all for you. In 2009, just to give you a little framework, in 2009, we stepped into the mobile world and we helped Kawasaki drive over 93,000 new customers to their dealerships nationwide using text marketing. And now we help the U.S. Marines, U.S. Air Force, restaurants, and small businesses to do the same because we help put their brand into their customers' hand. Yes. So we get you seen as the expert in your industry, so more of your products and services get sold. We have do it for you, do it with you, and do it yourself packages. And today, most importantly, I'm going to show you how to use the BRAVE method so you can gain clarity and confidence, so you can use a tool like BeLive to build your business and blow it out of the water. Does that sound great? Yes. So BRAVE is my method, and BRAVE is actually an acronym, and Leslie has my agenda, and so I'm so excited to get started. So the word of B, the letter B in BeLive, not BeLive, it could be for BeLive, I should say, show up and be seen and use BeLive, right? B is for show up and be seen. So you have an expertise, right? That is an answer to someone's prayer. Let that sit with you for a second. You are literally the answer to someone's prayer. If you have a restaurant and someone is craving tacos, right? And it happens to be Taco Tuesday, and you go live and you talk about how delicious your tacos are. You show your tacos, you show people eating your tacos. People are like, oh my gosh, I was praying for good tacos. I'm going to go to your restaurant and eat your tacos, right? In of itself, that is an answer to a prayer, right? So you have an obligation to yourself, your business, your industry, to stand up and shout it from the mountaintops, right? You don't want to hide your light under a bushel, right? We want people to find you. And using tools like BeLive, it makes you look so professional with lower thirds and frames and the ability to pop up comments, right? It allows you to also repurpose for other platforms in HD, or in full length in HD, or you can repurpose it in nuggets for YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, right? So you're not just doing content once, you're using one content and you're breaking it up for multiple. BeLive is awesome with that. The R stands for be real and authentic. So people like working with humans, believe it or not. We are people, we are humans, and we like working with humans, right? And even though I love automation, I'm a queen of automation, I want you to make sure that you show up authentically. Other speakers were talking about the word authentically, and it just means be you, because there is no other you but you. You might even sell the same thing that other people sell. So if we use the restaurant example again, other people probably make tacos too, but they don't make your tacos. And your tacos are probably better than anyone else's tacos. We actually have a local restaurant that we use, and their burritos are legendary. Yes, wait for it. Legendary, right? People want their burritos. Many other people make burritos, right? But you bring your expertise, your special ingredients, your awesome sauce to what you do, and no one else has that, right? I talk about that in my camp. I run something called the Social Expert Camp, and we help people gain confidence and clarity in using social media to really make their brand stand out and show them as the expert and authority in their industry or their marketplace, right? So I want you to use the ingredients of your awesome sauce to really share how you do and what you do, right? So that's the what about being real and authentic. So the A stands for taking consistent action, right? Social platforms love consistency, and their algorithm will reward you for it, right? So pick a day that is your show day, right? And promote it from the mountaintop. Say, like mine, I have Tuesday at 11 o'clock. That is my Techie Tuesday. I show up every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, and I share some form of value, something that my audience wants to learn, right? Either a new app or a new tool, mobile or a social tool. And I show them how to use it, and people love it. They come back, right? So the other part about picking a date is that it holds you accountable, and then people will know to show up, right? So remember the days before Netflix binge watching? Am I dating myself? Right? Where you actually had to show up every week to see the next episode of your favorite show, right? So my favorite show when my kids were little was Friends. And I made sure they were in bed by 7:30 because at 8 o'clock, Friends was going to come on, right? So when you are, when you give someone something to look forward to, they'll actually set it in their calendar and they will show up to see you over and over again, which is awesome. The V of brave stands for provide value, right? Give your audience something of worth, right? And they'll keep coming back for more. When people take the time to show up and watch you live, right? Or the replay, which, believe it or not, is more often the case when they watch on replay. But when they show up, they need actionable ideas that they can put to work that day to better their life or their business, right? So make it worth their while. This platform helps people know, like, and trust you. So take it seriously and bring it, baby, right? Bring so much value. They were like, oh my gosh, if that person gives me this much value and it's free, right, on like your public page. And then you tell people, right, some of the strategies are to give a little tease on your personal page, send them over to your business page where you give most of the meat. And then you say, if you want this last nugget of awesomeness, come join me in my group. And then have the last cherry on top inside your group that builds your group and builds your audience, right, of true raving fans, which is awesome. So then when you do, and people say, wow, she really brings it. I can't wait to buy her program or buy her product or whatever, because she so over delivers, right? And that's what you want it to be, you. The E stands for engage and empower. So BeLive is awesome because it gives us the ability to engage with our customers in real time, right? We can pop up their comments. We can answer questions live and in the moment, right? And it really, it encourages people to be there live so they can get those questions answered. It's just absolutely amazing. And then it gives us the ability to swing back and answer questions of what I call the replayers, that people come back and watch your encore, right? And then you could answer them and start a relationship, okay? And I also encourage you to empower your audience. I believe that rising tides lifts all boats, right? So encourage them, inspire them, motivate them to take your expertise and put it to work to grow their business. They will be indebted to you. They will follow you. They will be your biggest advocates, right? Because you are serving them at the highest degree. If you come from a servant's heart, which is awesome. And my last point, even though I finished the brave, the last point in my brave method is something that I always talk about, is taking connections, having conversations that lead to conversions, right? But what is the difference between a conversion or a conversation and a conversion? And I know this seems kind of silly, but look at the letters. The only difference between a conversation and a conversion is the letters AT, which is at. And the symbol at is the gives you on social media the ability to tag someone, right? So stay with me. So if you can tag somebody, that means you have a relationship with them, right? So you're taking someone from being just a connection. And then when you have a conversation with them, right? They're starting to know, like, and trust you. You're starting to have a relationship with them. You have real conversations, both publicly and privately, like in a direct message or your private message, right? Then they will get to know, like, and trust you because you're a friend, right? And when you're looking eye to eye to someone with BeLive and they're seeing the whites of your eyes, the brain, I don't remember the study, but there's actually a study that the brain actually computes that someone is literally sitting across the table from you having a cup of coffee. So that is the power of live video, right? Is they're looking at you, they're asking questions. There's that sense of urgency because you might go away in another 15 minutes. They want to get their questions answered and things like that, right? So when it's time, when you give them the opportunity to work with you, they're most likely to say yes. If it's the right time, again, you can't force someone to work with you. But when you offer the opportunity and it's the right time, that magic moment, right? When the two come together, that yes is the conversion and that's the sale, right? So I have something called the social selling strategy, and I talk all about the at, and that's what's really important. So I'm Mobile Mary, and BeLive is another brilliant idea, one of my favorite brilliant ideas. And if you want to get in touch with me, simply type the word brave in the comments below. And after LiveCon, I will swing back and answer your questions and connect with you privately. So thank you so much for being here. I don't know if we have any questions, but I want to thank BeLive and Leslie for being an amazing host that allowed me to come on. I know I kind of went through that quickly and I came on a little early, but if I can answer any questions, I would love to do so. Hi, Leslie.
Hi. So all I know right now is that I want to have some tacos because
Me
when you
too.
said make your own tacos, I was like, exactly. Yes. No, that's exactly it. I love that idea of just sharing you, right? And I
Right.
think that's what we're talking about today. Today is all about confidence.
Yes.
And so do you have tips for people about how to show confidence when they're using live video? What do you personally do?
Yes. So besides the brave method, I literally try to, and I know this sounds weird, but because BeLive is so awesome, I'm actually just looking at myself talking, or I'm looking at my guest. And so I feel like I'm talking to another person, even though it's myself, which I know is strange, but it makes me feel like I am talking to one specific person. And that's the key, right? Is identifying your ideal client and speaking to them and their pain or their pleasure, right? What pain can you solve for them and what pleasure can you provide? So when you're knowing who exactly you're talking to, so like say, Leslie, if you are my target audience, I would be thinking about you, thinking about what it is that keeps you up at night. What is your struggle? How I can transform that and get you clarity so you can actually convert to working with me, right? So I can continue to make your life better and your business stronger and your profit margins go up.
Well, I'm in. I'm in for all of that, Mobile
Yay!
Mary.
Yay!
I'm so excited that you were here today. Does anyone have any questions for Mary?
Oh my
Oh, we do
goodness.
have a question. What were you doing videos before you did live video? That's a good question.
Ooh, that is a good question. Actually, I was doing videos, but not as often. And BeLive literally and live video on Facebook has changed my life because it gave me a platform that I could speak from. Before BeLive, I think I used Periscope on Twitter. And that was fun because you could get feedback. And I remember one time, this is so silly, but one time I popped on, I was in my car and I was about to go shopping and I had some brilliant idea, of course, to share. And I thought, oh God, and I was wearing sunglasses because it was a bright day. And I said, oh gosh, I got to go because I got to run in and buy a new pair of sunglasses or something. And I had all these comments pop up. Oh, thank goodness. You need a smaller pair of glasses, or you need a bigger, whatever. all these comments, and they were coming from Dubai and Australia, and like it clicked of how powerful live video can be, because it connects people from all over the world and you have access to them. I mean, we're living in the most amazing time that we can use tools like this to make an impact on so many more people than we could when we were just sitting in our little hometown, standing maybe on the street corner screaming, "Hey, I can help you."
Yes, and
Right?
it's so accessible now to everyone.
Yes.
You don't have to have the most fabulous video setup. You don't have to have lighting systems and all of this kind of stuff. Sure, they might help, but y'all, I'm sitting right in front of a window, just a regular old window, right? With my camera that's already in my computer. I don't have any fancy microphones, nothing, right?
Right.
But it's accessible now to everybody. Live video, and especially BeLive with all the extra bells and whistles, make it so easy.
Yes.
And one thing that you said hit me when you said that you had posted about getting sunglasses and everybody was giving their opinions, is that people love to give their opinions on social media and live. It's almost like they feel like you guys are best friends.
Oh, for sure. I have people that I have maybe met once or maybe never have met. And they'll follow me and engage with me on live videos. And then randomly, I'll go to a conference and I'll meet them in real life, I should say. And then I totally fangirl over them. I'm like, "Oh my God, hi. And they're like, hi. And it's like this weird, like celebrity moment with both of us. Like, because I see their face with BeLive, they pop up and I can see who they are and I get to know them. And it is so fulfilling. And then when if you're the host and people meet you, it's like, wow, like they feel like they need to thank you for all the time that you have spent, but you're really just sharing your passion,
Right.
Which is a gift, right?
Sure.
And so this BeLive platform has given us such a gift, and I feel like it's their birthday, and we're the ones who are getting the gift, you know, because it gives us this ability to connect with people like you, Leslie. Like I had spoken with you on camera multiple times before we met in person. And when I met you in person, I felt like I had known you all my life.
Aww.
I know.
Well, you're so sweet. I just realized my lips match my nails like exactly.
Impressive, girl.
Also
Impressive.
not planned.
You
So
are
I know
bringing
there might be some people watching right now that are thinking to themselves that they want to live stream, but they're watching everybody that's been on as a guest. They're watching you. They're watching Maria. They're watching Kim. They're watching Brian, and they're thinking, I can't do it like that. Right? Today's all about building confidence. So what would you say to people that are watching that are thinking, oh, but they all seem like they've got this down, right? What would you say to them?
Yes. Well, it's funny that you say that because I have my cup of confidence right here, courage. I think that we just sometimes just have to like pour a cup of courage and say, I'm just going to do it. Right. But I think that we have to realize that everyone is human. Everyone brushes their teeth, you know, and they're the same. But the difference is no one is like you. You bring in my social expert camp, I call it awesome sauce, right? What are the ingredients of your awesome sauce that you bring with your product that makes it different, or your service, right? And knowing that and really owning that there's no one like you. You might sell the exact same thing, right? I was like, Leslie, I know that you sell makeup products, unique, but no one has a unique experience like you, right? Because you come with 30 years of experience doing makeup, selling makeup, building a team. Like you actually help other direct sellers do direct sales, right? That's your program. And you bring such an authentic spin to it because you bring all your experience. So all of us need to, like, just as I think Kim said, get over ourselves, right, and realize it's not about us. It's about the impact that we have on the world. And we have to think, oh, I don't want, everybody else talks about this and everybody else says that. Well, you know what? Nobody else is you. And you have something that someone is going to be so attracted to. They're going to be like, I love how that person talks. I love the value that they bring. I can see their heart coming through their video. I want to work with them, right? Because everyone is going to come about it different. And that's what makes it cool, because it makes it authentically you. Don't shy away from you. God made you the way you are. And that is awesome, right? So get your cup of courage. I love this.
I've got mine right here. I've got mine right here.
You
No,
know-
I love that. And I know Brian talked about that this morning too. Our
Yes.
first guest, he talked about the idea that you need to take yourself out of the equation, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
need to focus on your mission. You need to focus on what you're talking about. You need to focus on serving other people.
Exactly.
And that is when that confidence can kind of get bolstered.
Yes.
Plus, I'm a firm believer in just go for it. And
Yes.
one of the features on BeLive, and for those of you that aren't using BeLive yet, but that are thinking about using it, is that you can record offline. You can practice before you go. And that was one thing that I did a bunch of times when I signed up for BeLive the very first time. I thought, well, I'm going to practice this a couple times. And just doing that boosted my confidence level. Once I knew the buttons, once I knew that if it that it was just better done rather than perfect, that it was a go. And
it's so true.
You're correct.
Done is better than perfect.
Mission. Done is better than perfect.
I love it.
I am so happy you were here, Mary. Thank you again for coming. We have our next guest waiting. So I am going to, let's all say goodbye to Mary. Goodbye, Mary.
Thank you so much. Use BeLive, it rocks. Bye.
Wish them luck on the contest, okay?
Oh yeah, make sure you do LiveCon. Comment with LiveCon so you have a chance to win 3 years.
Yes.
Free.
$900.
So many generous presents and the gifts for a birthday. Oh my goodness. All right. Thanks,
Incredible.
Leslie. Have a brilliant
Bye,
day.
Mary.
You're doing a great job.
Oh my gosh, we're having so much fun. All right, our next guest, she is here and waiting. Her name is Janet Smith from Talent Smiths. She is the owner and managing director, and she guides and educates edified professionals toward career advancement. And I am so excited to welcome her to LiveCon. Let's bring her up. Hi, Janet. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Leslie. So excited.
I am so excited to have you. Have you been watching any of the broadcasts?
I have so many amazing speakers just being authentically them and telling their story and telling their truth and celebrating BeLive's birthday. I mean, who gives gifts on their birthday? BeLive does.
Yeah, I know. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. I am going to go and bring up, you're going to screen share with us, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's bring it up. And I'm going to turn the floor over to you.
Thank
Everybody, this
you.
is
Hello, LiveCon 2019. How excited is this to be live with all of you? I'm excited to be here, but I'm more excited that you are here. This is my first LiveCon and it's so exciting. I'm coming to you from the perspective of talent agencies. Yes. And if any of you are familiar or are within a talent agency, you know that passive job seekers aren't on the job boards. And if you've ever been an active job seeker, then you know that you don't spend very much time on job boards either. So where do job seekers hang out? Where are they lurking? Where are they lurking? Where can you find them? Well, as I said, it's not on the job boards because they're not there. They are not there. Where are they? Job seekers are in places like blogs. They're reading blogs. They're on LinkedIn on silent mode. Got to have those captions on. They're on Instagram. They're listening to podcasts. That's where the job seekers are, talent agencies. So repurposing your BeLive live stream in those areas allows you to meet job seekers where they are. You need to meet your audience where they are. So with Talent Smiths, we are so excited to help talented professionals fuse with top organizations. So we help to sharpen, advance, and edify professionals in our niche recruitment and staffing agency, where we focus specifically on HR compensation professionals. But I love to repurpose these live streams to meet people where they are and to help them to become a confident confidant. That's what we're going to talk about today. That's what I'm going to share with you today. And with your talent agencies, becoming a confident confidant. You can do that. You definitely can. So with Talent Smiths on BeLive, through the BeLive platform, I broadcast a weekly lunch and learn live every Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 1:30 Eastern. So the weekly lunch and learn live is for all levels of management or all levels of individuals in employment. So it's employment tips at all levels, basically. So we broadcast for interns, if you're interviewing for an internship, if you're a college grad, if you're a supervisor, a manager, even an executive. We come on weekly and provide tips and news information for anyone looking to advance their career and become an edified entrepreneur or edified professional. So this allows us to have a to increase our connection with the audience. It allows us to share the service that we provide or the various services. People can go to your website and they can read about what you do, but actually seeing it live and hearing you talk about it, it's totally different. It's a totally different connection. And we can also, and you too, can also get referrals from people that you know and from people that you don't know, because your live stream is a public video. Anyone can see it. Anyone can fall in love with your live stream. And you can provide an experience like not very many other people in your industry are providing. You can provide a unique experience of quality that can produce quality candidates, more quality candidates for you. Why do I say produce quality candidates? Because if you are coming to your audience and you're sharing with them the positions that you have, but not only the positions that you have, if you are sharing with them what it looks like to become successful in that position over the next 3 to 5 years, then they're going to know if they should even apply for that position. They will know exactly what they need to know because you're showing up and you're sharing that with them. And this is your differentiator. As I said, not everyone is doing this in your stream of competition or in your field. So you will have a true differentiator that's going to set you apart from the rest. So, but you have to have real conversations. Real conversations leads to people liking you because they'll have the thought, now that was real talk. I like that. Honest conversations leads to people trusting you. Now, being honest, whether it's a pretty honesty or not so pretty honesty, can lead people to trusting you. And they'll have thoughts like, she was really honest in that opinion. I can trust her. Having open conversations leads to people knowing you. If you are being open about who you are, open about your business, and sharing your story, people will have the thought like, I didn't know that. Now I know more about this person and more about the company. So having those conversations leads to audience members that like you, that know you, and they can build trust in you. So people confide in those that they trust. If they trust you, they're going to confide in you. Having those open conversations, having those open moments where you're putting yourself out there and you're sharing, it can lead to vulnerability or a feeling of vulnerability or a feeling of failure. So if your confidence is a little bit lacking, you could have that feeling of vulnerability, or maybe, like I said, a fear of failure, and even have the thought, if I put myself out there, what if I do fail? What if something wrong happens? So if you've ever thought about the possibility of failure, let me know and type hashtag what if. Type hashtag what if you've ever thought about failure. So if you're anything like me, you've had a thought similar to that. You've thought about it before because, I mean, no one wants to fail. And this just makes me think about years ago when I was a transition recruitment manager. I traveled to various OCONUS locations. I traveled to lots of locations that were overseas, and many of them were in austere environments. They were not luxury places. Places like Afghanistan or like Iraq or Haiti. When I was in, or I was living in a space that was probably like the size of a closet for a duration. And while I was traveling in those locations, very often I would find myself sitting at a large conference table around a table of blue suits, where not very many of them, if any, looked like me. But they were all looking at me with the rapid fire questions like, why is our attrition so high? Our attrition rate? How many people do we have in the pipeline? What are we doing to attract more talent? And these questions are actually common questions in the world of recruiting. But if you are a person that has a lack in confidence, you could take these questions in multitude of ways. You may approach these questions in either a flight, fight, or freeze manner, meaning that you may want to avoid the question. You may be defensive about the question, or you may just not know how to answer the question. Well, initially, when I started on my overseas transition recruiting manager journey, I had a little bit of that lack of confidence. But as time went on, I learned to reposition my thought patterns along that and approach the answers in a compassionate curiosity way. So, what do I mean by that? I chose compassion and curiosity with the thought of putting myself in their shoes, having empathy for those that are asking me those questions, to say, well, I can definitely understand your concern, and I can definitely understand why you're asking that question. And I want to give you those details, and I want to share with you the facts around the answer to your question. So sharing the facts and sharing the details, and also sharing the truth about what you know. That's simple, right? You can all share the truth, and we can all share the facts, and we can share those details. And sharing the truth with confidence allows people to trust you, and it allows people to confide in you. And they'll keep coming to you for the truth, because no one can tell your story and no one can tell your truth like you. No one can tell it like you. And BeLive allows me to share the truth, and it allows me to share those details with my audience. And you can definitely have confidence in sharing your story or in sharing your business. No one can share it like you, and you can't be wrong in sharing your own story. You can't be wrong in sharing information about your business if it's a business that you've created or a business that you've worked at for quite some time and you know the ins and outs. So, for example, if I'm sharing with you a story about me and my siblings, for example, I'm going to share that story with you with confidence because I know the facts. Hi, I'm Janet. I have 4 sisters. I'm the youngest of 5. There's actually a 10-year age difference between me and my oldest sister. And every couple of years, we get together and we have a sister trip so that we can continue our bond as sisters. So that's a story that I share with confidence. So if you're sharing another story and you don't know all the facts and you don't know all the details, it might not sound like a confident story. It may sound like this. I'm sharing a story about John Doe. John Doe has 4 sisters and 3 brothers, or is it 2 brothers? I don't remember if it's 2 or 3. And I think he's a middle child, or he may be the next to the oldest. And I believe they get together and do family reunions quite often. I'm not sure. I don't know, but it sounds good. So that's not a story that you share with confidence because you're not sure about the details. You don't know all the facts. So you can't sound confident in knowing what you're talking about if you don't know the facts or the details. So some of the things that you can share to my staffing agencies and my talent agencies that are watching, or to anyone that is watching that wants to attract more talent, you can share the hot jobs that you have. If you have some top jobs that need to be filled immediately, you can share hot jobs. You can have a webinar on BeLive. You could share your specific services that you offer. Like I said, when they go to your website, they can read about that, but hearing it from you and seeing it from you makes the connection even better. You can do training, you can do onboarding, and you can do interview tips, similar to what we do at Talent Smiths through our Lunch and Learn Live. The possibilities are endless. There's branding that you can put in your videos so that when you show up consistently, you will be recognized, maybe just through your voice over time or through your graphics over time as well as sharing behind the scenes. Who doesn't love a good behind the scenes? Because we all want to know what's really going on behind the scenes in the company that you're interested in, right? And you can provide value, whatever your specific value is or your service that you provide, you can do that and increase your connection, produce a greater connection, a stronger connection. I do suggest having a dedicated personnel for your live stream. If you're a solo preneur like myself, you're the dedicated person. If you're a small staffing company, a medium size, or even a large size organization, having a dedicated personnel for a live stream is ideal so that people can become familiar with that face and want to tune in regularly. Have a topic of choice, your specialty. What are you going to talk about on a regular basis? Because you're going to show up regularly. Showing up regularly allows people to know your schedule, 1, if you're sharing your schedule, and 2, want to tune in regularly and to look forward to seeing you regularly. Your company has a voice. Your company has a story, and you have a great platform for which to share that and to use it. Confidently tell your story with your audience. Confidently share your business with your audience, and show up as the confident confidant. As you are showing up and sharing those stories, those real stories, those truthful stories, people will want to confide in you because they know they're going to get the truth from you. They know they're going to get the facts from you. They know that. So you're going to become that confidant because you're sharing all of this information with confidence because it's the facts. I mean, who can hesitate on the facts and on the real story. So give me a hashtag confident if you feel that you can confidently share your own story. Do you feel that you can confidently share your story or share your business? So not everyone may feel that, but give me a hashtag confident if you can share your own story with confidence. So doing that, your audience will follow your show and your audience will continue to show up as you continue to show up regularly. So they will love to follow your show. And I will actually love for you to follow talentsmiths.net, where we help to sharpen talented professionals, edify talented professionals, and help them to feel confident as they're going out to advance their career. Talentsmiths.net. Follow us and tune in each Thursday on our live stream show, our Lunch and Learn Live, where you can learn tips for yourself for your own career advancement. So good luck. You've got this. Thank you. Thank you so much, BeLive. Happy birthday.
Oh my gosh, Janet, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that. I love how story plays such a big role. And I think sometimes when people are going live and they're streaming, they're thinking, maybe I just need to keep it all about the facts, right? Just the facts, ma'am.
Right.
But putting in a piece of you and sharing your own story. And I loved how you touched on vulnerability too for a second, because some other of our guests, I don't know if you saw the other guests this morning,
Yes.
we're talking about that vulnerability piece too. And I find it so fascinating because today's all about confidence, right? So you think that we would be saying, just show up and do it. But we're human and we have to take into account the human condition.
Yes.
And that means sharing parts of ourselves, sometimes being vulnerable, sometimes saying and sharing stuff that's harder for us. Do you ever talk about hard, vulnerable stuff on your show?
Well, the main thing I think that my audience, and I think everyone loves to hear, is really the behind the scenes about the day to day and what's going on, and just my personal experience, because I've had experiences all over the world and being put in different vulnerable situations. I think when you first start in any position, you can feel a little bit vulnerable because it's new. Because it's brand new to you. So I do talk about my experiences when I first started with my traveling overseas, and just show that vulnerability and that progression of that's where I was and this is where I am now on my own business.
And I love what you said about people like the behind the scenes, like the real life stuff. And I think that's why people tune in so often for live streaming, because like we said, you don't have to be in a studio with a director and fancy lights and all that kind of stuff. This is real life. That's why, all of those television shows where it's like, Big Brother and all of the Real Housewives, that's why it's so popular.
They're very popular.
People don't want curated right now. They want real. They want real human experience. And I think that this is so great in the age of everybody being like knee deep, eyes down, not communicating with society, to actually be in a position where we can make eye contact and meet new people and, be off of our phones for just a little bit
for a moment,
and authentic, real connections with everybody.
So true.
Oh, well, we're so happy to have had you here, Janet. Hope you had a great, great time.
Thank you, Leslie.
You are so welcome.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And I am going to wrap up our first day. So our first morning was an incredible success. So we have coming up, let's see, I wanted to put this tracker out one more time just to see who has been the longest time BeLiver that's currently watching right now. Who has been with us the longest? Any 3-year BeLivers out there right now watching? So we had a fantastic first morning session. The things that stood out to me were that piece about connection and trust, right? Looking somebody in the eye, even though it's through a camera, can build incredible long-lasting connection. People watch other people that they like and they trust. And that's the difference that live video can give you. Whereas if you just post a picture of yourself and, and a little typed out blurb on your social media, sure, you're going to get some connection, but really hearing somebody's voice, seeing their face, seeing their expressions, and listening to what they're saying with their body language too, puts you in just a whole new level, right? Let's see, who's commenting? Me, Irene's still here. Hi, Irene. I know Irene said she'd been a BeLiver since the inception. Another thing that I thought was really fascinating that we touched on a lot today was this concept of vulnerability and sharing your truth and sharing your story. And I know that's a hard thing for a lot of people to come on in front of, I assume there's millions of people watching this right now, right? We would hope, but to come on and share your vulnerability, share your story, and share a piece of your heart and a piece of yourself. Brigitte is here. We know Brigitte's been here for 3 years. We're going to be hearing from her later on this afternoon. I'm super, super excited about that. And Becky's brand new. Becky's a newbie. She started about a month ago. Welcome, Becky. We are so, so excited. I hope that you learned a lot of fantastic tips today about how to use your confidence. And, practice makes perfect. That's my biggest thing. And I'm not a huge fan of this concept of fake it till you make it. I'm actually a bigger fan of being authentic and truthful and showing your vulnerability. When I first started doing my live streams, so occasionally I would open up with, I feel so nervous, but I'm doing it anyway. And just saying that gave my confidence a boost, and it let my viewers know that, hey, they weren't going to expect perfection from me, but I was trying my best and I was giving it my all. So I am a huge fan of sharing your personal story and sharing your truth. So we want to make sure that you are registered for that giveaway. Drop the words LiveCon in the comments and you will be entered. Today we are going to give away a 3-year subscription to BeLive. It's worth $900. That is going to happen at the conclusion of our afternoon session. Speaking of our afternoon session, we have a wonderful session lined up. We have a panel with our moderators, the Moderator Show. We'll be hearing from Brigitte and Stephen and David. And then later on in the afternoon, we are going to be hearing from Mario Fischetti. He is a podcast expert. And then we have a fantastic panel that will be led by Cam Robinson, featuring Elle Beaumont, Amber Ardul, and Melanie Gilbert. And I want to make sure, Brigitte, she says she's not a fan of fake it till you make it either. No, girl, no faking it till you make it. People can tell. They can tell if you're not being truthful and real and authentic, and they can smell fakers a mile away. So I want to make sure you all come back later for our afternoon session. Thank you for joining us for the morning session of LiveCon 2019. We'd still love to have all of your comments. If you learned something phenomenal today that blew your mind, we would love to hear it. Tell us about it in the comments, and we will see you very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.